do this. Side to side. Come on. Just to get our spirit and our energy up. And if you're compelled to, sing along. Whoa. Something inside so strong. I know that I can make it. Though you're doing me wrong, so wrong. You thought that my pride was gone. Oh no. Something inside so strong. Oh. The Zulu part. Sizophumelela, sizofinyelela, sizophikelela, helele. Chorus. Something inside so strong. Don't be shy, ladies. I know that I can make it. Though you're doing me wrong, so wrong. You thought that my pride was gone, but oh no, something inside so strong. Oh, something inside so strong. Thank you so very much. Can you hear me on this one? 1, 2, 1, 2. Shall I use this one? By show of hands, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, a few gentlemen that are in the room. My name is Lira. By show of hands, how many of you have children that want to be musicians? How many of you have nieces and nephews that want to get into the music industry? How many of you have the desire to have been musicians yourself and you let that go? Fantastic. Those of you that have had children, how many of you are fully supportive of your children pursuing this career? Fantastic. How many of you have discouraged your children to go for this career? It's okay, don't be shy, be honest. It's okay, don't be shy, you're fantastic. The reason I'm asking this question is because I grew up in a time where I was 100% discouraged to pursue music as a career. And I get people who send their children to me, Lira, to get me to convince their children not to do music. Meanwhile, so the point I'm trying to make is that some of the challenges that I've had to face in pursuing a career as an artist is exactly that perception that music will leave you hungry, nobody will respect you, and most importantly, nobody sings for a living. And as I've grown in my career, I realized, especially working in an environment like The Voice, the hardcore problem that musicians face that I work with is a problem in believing in themselves. So in a world, all of us here have had all kinds of challenges in terms of approaching our careers. If it wasn't for your challenge, do you think you would be as great as you are today? Imagine we worked in a world where people convinced us we couldn't have our voices heard. Imagine if you had a passion and the whole world was telling you, no, you may not raise your voice, you may not be heard. You don't deserve to have your voice heard in the world. This is a problem that artists face. Before we can stand up there and be our best selves, we are dealing with society that makes us feel small, insignificant. Before I can even dream of conquering the world, I still have to stand in front of people, generally, who do not even see this as a serious career. So, given these circumstances, when I entered into the music industry, that's the very thing I wanted to change. Having grown up in apartheid South Africa, already that environment made me believe like I was not enough. And now my God-given talent is not enough. It's got no place and space in the world. I didn't want to live in a world like that. When I look back now, I'm now 40 years old, and I look back at my 23-year-old self who quit a career in accounting to pursue my passion in music. And quite ultimately, what I was looking for in the path of music was, true to God, I was looking just to be happy, to do something with my life that gave me meaning and joy. Just joy of existence, joy of expression that made me feel like I matter and I have something of value to add to the world. That's what I was looking for in pursuing music. So when I quit my career and I literally walked away from everything, I walk into this world that says, this is not right. You need a real job. You need a real purpose in your life. What is more noble than writing a piece of music, beautiful, powerful words, like something inside so strong? I know that I can make it. Though you're telling me that I'm small, I'm irrelevant, I don't matter. You thought that my pride was gone. But oh no, there's something inside here that is stronger than any challenge that I might be facing out there. So that became my purpose for even becoming a musician. I wanted to create a world for the girl that I was so that she would have something to look onto and think, you know what? My gifts matter. My voice matters. Even though it's unconventional, there's a place and a space for it in this world. African child, your gifts matter. African child, your story matters. So, thank you. And so when I started my business in 2006, Ultra Music, it was really to give me a vehicle to house everything that has to do with Lira, from my publishing rights, literally every aspect of my creativity, but also to give me a vehicle so that the world out there would take me seriously as a professional. It also gave me a vehicle to build wealth, because for me, wealth equated freedom. Wealth, to this day, for me, as a musician, equates freedom. But it also gave me a vehicle where I could make an impact in the world. I spent 30% of my turnover on education. Because of course I do it silently and low key, and it doesn't matter. The fact is it's being done. The reason I do this is because my mother, who is here today, said to me, you can do anything you want, but just get an education as a backup. The value in education, now that I've gone through the process, I'm so grateful for it. Being an artist, we're very emotional, very feminine energy. We sort of just go with the flow. You know, you don't want to have to think strategically and plan your things. No, it just doesn't come naturally. And this is the value of education. It taught me how to think systematically and logically. So to this day, I'm eternally grateful. So when you sit with your children who want to get into this, you want to balance the way they function in the world. You want to give them the assurance that what they have to offer has a place and a value in the world, but you want to give them the skills to survive out there in the real world. So armed with this Ultra Music, I did not know what I was doing. As an accountant, guys, please, honestly, all I did was handle my department. I don't know how to run a whole business. That's the truth. People are like, oh yeah, no. Run. Everybody who knows, who has an SME, yes? You have to learn tech, you have to learn marketing, all of these aspects of running a business. It is hectic, right? It is intense work. And so, interestingly, people who mentored me were men. And where the men have a very important role in, especially what I saw in my experience, is that they need to hand over some of the power. You need to willingly nurture somebody, willingly hand over some of that power. So I'm grateful for men who were willing to help me build my vision of being a musician who would be respected as a professional, who would be able to do the work of my soul, which is inspiring people. If you ask me what I do for a living, you've never met me before, I tell people I make people feel good for a living. Because there's value in that. If you feel good, you can think better. You're more creative. You're more open to opportunities. You're more confident. That's what I do. Come to a Lira show. That's what we do. But at the same time, a lot of us will stand up on that stage, entertain you, but we don't have our business in order. We don't have our matters in order. And that's a fact. You see us on TV gyrating all kinds of things, but we don't have our business in order. And so I was driven in my business to try and, well, I've accomplished it, of course, but that was my ultimate mission. To have my finances so in order, in very, very simple ways. Musicians, in the height of our careers, we make lots of money. But the money comes in, and we spend it all on impressing you on all these fancy things that we do. So grounding there is important, because what I quickly learned is that if my career is going well today, I don't know what's going to happen 2, 3, 4 months down the line, a year down the line. So I learned discipline in saving. I'm a avid investor and saver. And for me, investment means this. If I'm the one that shows up 31 days a month, and I get my income, and the first thing I do is pay everyone else, who's taking care of me? I'm the one showing up. I'm the one sacrificing. I'm the one missing birthdays. So who takes care of me? So investment is payment this away. Building this person so that this person feels more steady and stable in life, so that for the first time I can feel secure enough to dream, to start doing interesting things with my life. And that's how I was able to fund Africa's very first full HD DVD. We held the record for the world's, for the production, first production in the world to have 11 of cameras. It's cameras that are called red cameras, but it was also Africa's first full HD DVD. So now I could afford to dream, but also I could afford my dreams. Yeah? But in truth, it took a lot of sacrifice. It took a lot of focus. It took a lot of hard work. It took a lot of humility. It took a lot of discipline. But as I stand here today, I've got autorial music in South Africa, as well as in LA. I've got, thank you. My last album was released worldwide under my own record label. I have co-produced the South African feature, Happiness is a 4-letter word. Don't know if any of you watched it. But really the point I'm trying to make is that when you start your journey and you start your business, firstly, you need a reason that's much bigger than yourself. We don't do this for money. We do this for service to humanity. But also, I think we're looking to be happy, but genuinely happy. I had no idea that starting a business in the music industry, while I was seeking happiness, I had no idea that it would heal me as a human being. It would heal me emotionally. It would heal my story in history that used to tell me I am not enough, that used to tell me my hair wasn't beautiful enough, my skin wasn't beautiful enough. The year that I appeared on the Forbes cover, I also appeared on 20 other covers around the world just for being black and fabulous. So it's been a deeply empowering journey, but ultimately it started with firstly the desire to be happy, but also to just change the narrative of a musician in South Africa, and especially the black child. I wanted to be an example not only for myself, I mean my younger self. I needed to heal my younger self. I needed to show my younger self that things were possible. And I'm super proud of her because she gave birth to me. She gave birth to me. And she healed me on so many levels, and I continue to heal just because one day I started a business. So I implore you, if your children have unusual career paths, they need you to be their champions. They need you to sing their praises. Because even when you were going through your troubles, you didn't listen to people telling you weren't good enough. That's exactly why you get to sit in a room like this and make an impact, because you would not let anyone tell you what you could not do. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.